Have you seen that replay, buddy?
All right, man, I'm done talking to you.
You can't be done talking to me right here facing me.
I back. Trust me, I back.
Dana! 60 G's, baby!
But I'm not impressed by your performance.
It's normal. Come on, guys. It's normal.
You'll do nothing. You'll do nothing.
I'm the man of the hour, Joe. Too sweet to be sour. What you see is what you get, and what you don't is better yet. I'm the women's pick. I'm the men's regret. And if you win against Chael Sonnen, you made a bad bet.
I don't have much left to say other than you have seen nothing yet.
Yo, they've seen nothing yet. And this is another episode of Dust Up Shakedown, man. Salute to everybody there that's locked in. Big up to myself. My boy Leroy in the house today. McDean in the house. I got Olin over here. Cross over here. We got Yao. Yao just pulling up out of the sleep. Jesus.
Kick
and
it
we
in
got
my head.
Sterling kicking the back down. And we got our special guest, Kenny Black Diamond. How you doing, people?
How you guys, man? Big up the show, man, and I like the intro as well. every time I come on the show, that's like evolving.
Something's always different,
Thank you very much, brother.
Yeah,
I do want to point out one thing though, is obviously what the viewers can't see is we've got the panel along the bottom, and then the big screen where we're all on it. Every white guy was bopping and dancing to that tune. Every black guy sitting there. Like...
I forget you guys can see me when the video intro is going.
Sterling's over there. Sterling's over there giving it big licks like this. You know what I mean? Always.
Cold.
hey, that was human made, baby. Shout out Leroy. No AI needed.
Big up Leroy.
Leroy be doing a lot of hard work back here, but we don't like to give him credit for it, man. You know what I mean? You get to his head a little bit, man. You get to his head a little bit,
you know.
The truth is, it's all easy. I just make it look hard.
That's what she said.
Just struggle straight, mate. Everything.
Oh yeah. Come on, y'all. You just turned up, bro. You just woke up.
It wasn't me.
Did you wake up from that? Did you wake up from that wet dream, bro? Like, where did you wake up from, bro? You know what I mean? Jesus. Hey, yo, people, there's
Dixon Cider only knowing 2 of us. We're about to know 8 of us, brother, and you better start following every single one. Drop them subs, bitch.
If you don't know these guys, you better get to know. Get in the description. Everybody's description is right there. The link.
Do you reckon I'll get flagged for saying there's 8 Dixon Cider?
Hey,
bro, you're the one that be telling us to be good on the show, and then you.
His name is Dixon Cider.
There's
8 of us.
It's
His name's Dixon Cider, and there's 8 of us. There's 8 Dixon Cider.
This is like no hold bards, Leroy. His wife and kids are out of town. Dude's been walking around the house with Johnson swinging one way, ball swinging the other. He ain't giving a fuck. Yeah, I mean,
he's not even wearing pants right now. Thank God we can only see his upper half, folks.
Mate, I haven't had jocks on for so long now that both my knees are bruised, eh?
What the fuck?
I've got reason to believe they're bruised for a different reason, but we move forward.
Let's move forward.
We know the truth. We know the truth. We know the truth.
Let's move forward. We got some topics to touch on tonight.
We're gonna lose Black Diamond if we keep talking like that, guys.
You know what I mean? He's looking like
he's regretting this decision instantly,
yeah,
folks.
and this is the monster you love became. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck's going on? No, big up Black Diamond in the house. Man. Salute to you. Thank you for joining us, man. Real special guest indeed. Okay, we got some topics that's been going on in the MMA world, and I want to get all of your takes on it. I want to get what you guys think about it, and we'll break it down. Right, the first clip that Leroy's put together for us over here, this one here had me going, but this is something that definitely KBD would know 1 or 2 things about. Let's hear it.
Renato Moicano is scheduled to fight Beneil Dariush at UFC 311 next month. On the Believe You Me podcast, Renato reflects on his recent dominant win over Benoit Saint Denis. He says despite being a jiu-jitsu guy himself, it just doesn't work in MMA like it used to.
Not really. I was expecting a tough fight, but I knew I have been working on my ground game, especially on my ground and pound. So I knew what he would try to do, I saw he fight against Frevola, against Thiago Moises, against all the other fighters, and he really trusted on his butterfly guard, But I was telling my coach, I think, if he sweeping me with that I'm gonna change my name, because that doesn't work anymore. I'm a jiu-jitsu guy. I come from jiu-jitsu, but jiu-jitsu doesn't work like used to be, So if you are in a top position, if you secure the takedown, jiu-jitsu is going to serve you well. But if you accept takedowns and you pull guard, or even if you accept to be on the bottom, you're gonna be It's just the way things are doing. And to me, Benoit Saint Denis, he always trusts too much on his ground game, because he can use the hook to sweep, to reverse, or to get back. And I knew that's not happening. When he tried to do that, I'm gonna elbow him in the face. And I know you did not ask about Dariush, but I want to give you my opinion on that, because that's why I think the fight is going to be even harder, because Benoit Saint Denis was not expecting for me to put the pressure to control him on the top. Beneil Dariush 100% will expect that. So that's going to make my work harder. But no matter what, I am beating his in the same way. I don't give a Benoit, I respect you a lot, Beneil Dariush. Actually, from the old top 15, as a human being and as a guy that I respect, I think I respect Beneil Dariush the most, because he's been vocal about his religion and all that stuff, and I really respect him for that. But unfortunately for him, I'm gonna have to beat his on January 18th.
Man, no more respect needed there. But KBD, I'm gonna come to you first on this one, right? Because this is your domain. This man is talking about BJJ. What do you make of him saying BJJ don't work in MMA the way it used to be? And
I definitely
you guys
understand.
now have to evolve yourself.
Now, of course,
continue.
I definitely agree with what he's saying. I understand what he's trying to say. Maybe to some people, it just might be it might sound like he's just disrespecting jiu-jitsu, completely disregarding it. But just if a boxer will have to change his stance. You can't do head movement, move your head like Tyson Fury in MMA. Same jiu-jitsu, you can't just pass guard and expect to just go for submissions the same way you do in a jiu-jitsu competition. Punches change a lot of things as well. The cage changes things as well. So that jiu-jitsu definitely does work, but you have to obviously tweak it for MMA, obviously, because it's not like it did work it's not like 2002 where Forrest Griffin and all, they can just use one thing and get away with it. Everyone is well rounded. Everyone knows, if you're in the UFC these days, you know how to defend triangle choke. Everyone knows how to defend the basics. So you need to set them up with punches and obviously try and be a mixed martial artist. You know what I'm trying to say? That's what I just say.
Sterling, you got a bout coming up in January. I mean, you're a striker yourself, but meeting somebody with grappling skills and BJJ skills, how harder does it make your job when you get in the cage with them?
That's kind of why I did that Muay Thai fight recently a month ago, just because it's so much easier sometimes just to focus on that rather than having to. I mean, I'm pretty sure my man knows up here. The grind, bro, wrestling sucks. BJJ, bro, when you're tired, that second session of the day sucks. After you've already done strength and conditioning and you're running, and now you got to do sprawls, and now you're having to do your boxing, now you're having to blend it in. So it's a motherfucker, bro.
Olin, you got something on this?
Yeah, man, I think he's absolutely right. And so are both the speakers on the show so far, right? like Black Diamond said, you got to set things up with the striking, because if you've been in this game for even just a short duration of time, if you're taking it seriously, you know how to defend a triangle choke, you know how to defend a rear naked choke, you know how to defend an arm bar, and so on and so forth. Now, the thing is, you have specialists in BJJ, or at least you used to, like Damian Maia, that didn't really have to utilize the striking so much as long as they could get in on you. And if you did know how to that point, defend an arm bar, defend a triangle choke, for one, you have to stack up. For the other one, you have to alleviate that pressure. This guy would just chain back and forth between the two, make people stand up, squat down, tire themselves out. Before you know it, they're tapping out to a fucking arm bar anyway. But again, Renato Money Moicano is absolutely on the money with this, as usual lately. You don't see it anymore. You have to set things up with the strikes.
But one name, 2 words. Paul Craig.
Paul Craig?
One dimensional is all shit, and it doesn't take much to beat him. If he gets you, you're proper fucked. But it doesn't take much.
Oh, Chrome Gracie?
But Leroy, I gotta jump in there a little. I mean, we're not even gonna waste any time talking about that melted ice cream crone. Come on now.
That's what I was going to jump in with. Is obviously the most recent fight that we've seen where pulling guard doesn't work is Chrome Gracie. You know what I mean? You're just going to take some heavy elbows from the top, and it took him 3 rounds to actually start weighing them into him. Bryce was kind of just playing with him for a little bit first, but you can't, same as Paul Craig, you can't just pull guard like you said there. You've got, and like Diamond said too, you've got to be setting it up with the striking. Like if you're not setting it up with the striking, then it's just non-existent.
Where respect
not
is Drew though. He's got the best buck scoot in the game.
Like if he done it on if you done it in the streets against some normal person that doesn't train or doesn't train that much, he obviously doesn't need strikes. But at the highest level, definitely need to be well-rounded in your grappling, mixing it up with strikes and your wrestling and things.
I think if you went into a street fight and somebody started butt scooting in front of you saying, "Come down here, bro," you'd be like, "What?" That would freak you out enough. You'd be like, "Fuck no!" Stand up. No, I'm not doing that. I mean, you'd walk.
It was so sensual the way he pulled guard too. Like it was so slow. I'm sorry. Like, did nobody else notice how slow the man pulled guard? Just like hugged him and lifted his legs up, like hello.
It was an embrace. It
was so weird.
Hey, but shout out Bryce though for finally picking up on that and fucking putting his elbow up his chin.
He held him up. He held him up just long enough to slide the arm in to come down for that slam. It was beautiful.
Arkansas, baby.
I mean, look, the resident white belt in the house has spoken. Leroy knows all about this stuff. You know what I mean? He's a resident white belt in BJJ. But hey, I'm just an arm fan, man, and I get worried when I see and that's why I was so impressed with Paul Craig's last outing, and I thought, wow, how did this brother look? You know what I mean? This brother look. Yeah, I was impressed. He didn't pull guard once.
Fight against Bo Nickel. Yeah, that was pretty impressive, bro. That fight against Bo Nickel was
he didn't pull guard once.
Paul Craig.
When you look at it compared to all his other fights and the way he made that fight look hard for Bo Nickel, man. You know what I mean? And he didn't pull guard once. So that's what impressed me.
It was exactly the same as what you saw when Usman fought Kobe, number 1. Like they just stood up the whole time because they just canceled each other out.
Just not as high level striking.
Yeah.
It's just terrible striking match. It just looked like shit.
No, why you logo go there, man? Come on, man.
I mean, it is what it is.
You didn't
brother.
have to do that. You love hurting my feelings on a mad one tonight, man. I swear that. Big up everybody that's locked in with us. Everybody that's locked in live. Salute to every single one of you, man. Leroy, I dropped a DM in your Leroy. Check it. And we're going to apply that later on in the show. Okay. We got this clip here. And once it's done, I'm going to pull over to cross-examine this topic here. Let's go.
Aljamain Sterling is interested in fighting Brian Ortega or Arnold Allen next. Aljo is currently coming off a close decision loss to Movsar Evloev. Speaking of home of fight, Aljo said, "I would like to make a March return. If I do get to get a fight for March, April the latest, I would like to fight Arnold Allen or fight Brian Ortega. I don't think that loss to Movzar should push me down the rankings. I almost felt like it should be treated as a W. It's weird to say it like that because it might come off as funny to people to hear me say that, but honestly that's just how I feel. I feel that I shouldn't have to go fight down the rankings after being 1-1 and losing to a guy that people are saying is going to be the next champion, in a fight that a lot of people still think I won. I think a March return would be nice. I want to stay busy, especially while I can. This is like the first time I've actually been the majority of the post-fight healthy, so I want to take advantage of that.
Yeah, Cross, over to you. What do you make of that?
So, so I definitely see what Aljo was saying. I mean, the fight with Masar was very competitive. Lovely grappling between the two. And I think a fight with Ortega would be interesting if he's still fighting at 145. But if not, I mean, the Arnold Allen fight's good too, and Arnold Allen needs to fight, right? I don't think he's matched up with anybody.
Yeah,
so I know that
is probably the next one.
And that, do you think that's probably going to be on the London card?
Probably February or March.
Yeah.
Well, Mike Dennis saying that, fucking with it, man, you know what I mean? Mike Dennis saying that, fucking with it. That's all.
I ain't dropping no news. I ain't dropping no news, boys. But I'm saying that's where it's headed. I'm a leaning duck. That's where it's headed. Like,
you dickhead. You dickhead. Hey, the man said he's a leading duck. What jumper are you wearing on right now? Let me see that jumper. Let's see that.
Almighty
jumper.
by name,
What's
almighty by nature, son.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about. See, that's exactly what I'm saying. You know what I mean? So, Magdane saying it, I'm rocking it. But Cross, please continue.
Breaking news.
So if if that's something that is in the works or about to happen like that, then obviously takes Arnold Allen out of the picture. And the Brian Ortega fight, I think, would be great. You get some more good grappling between those two, because eventually it's going to end up on the ground, and we all know how dangerous Ortega is on the ground. And then Aljo is just got really good wrestling and very good grappler himself. So I just think that would make a really good fight, and it makes a lot of sense just because the Movzar fight was so close.
Yeah, but both of these guys have lost to Movzar Evloev. But we know that they're really, really good contestants, high level. Aljo, former champion, Brian Ortega, number one contender for the featherweight championship. I had their championship fights as well. What do you make of that matchup? What Aljo's saying there, or is he asking the UFC for too much, in your opinion?
As a former champion, you can always ask for what you want, but the fact is he's gone up. He has taken a loss here and there, and he's just come off a loss. So he does not quite have the same sort of calling power he used to. Not to throw names, but Kamaru Usman is almost in a similar boat. He can sort of call the shots around the welterweight division, but not so much so the middleweight.
Why do you not always using Kamaru Usman or some shit? What's wrong with you, man?
It's whoa. Let me just.
Why did you have to bring Nigeria
Let
into
him
this
finish
now?
his sentence. Please continue about how shit Kamaru Usman is.
No. It's just specifically for calling shots within a specific weight class. So unfortunately, because that's not the weight class that he was a champion in, he's only got so much power to call the shots, and that's the catch. So I agree with him. He should not be on the lower half of the pecking order. However, there's only so much power he has, and especially coming off fighting on a prelims where, he's a former champion. So it's not that he's asking too much. It's just that not you, Aljo. Unfortunately, the UFC just maybe go to one or like PFL and you be a superstar again. But you know how the UFC is. They just, when they don't like you, when Dana doesn't like you, it just is what it is. It's tough.
Yeah, we've seen him do it to the best of them. But Kenny, even as somebody that's in the business yourself, even coming from a loss, sometimes they say you don't lose stock. Sometimes there's certain circumstances that usually determines that, and basically it's the fans that really gives the fighters that benchmark, that what, just because you lost, you ain't dropped no stock. In this case here, for Aljo and demanding, not necessarily demanding, but requesting, let me fight somebody like a Ortega or even Arnold Allen. I don't know if you should be calling for them type of man because those men been running 145 for a minute, and I know he's just come up, but do you not think that's a bit a stretch too far for him? Maybe two is is asking for more than he can chew.
Well, first what you said about the stock, like obviously it depends how you lose the fight. Obviously, if I don't know how he was, if odds on or that to win that fight, but from the looks of it, was a really close fight, and it was an entertaining fight as far as I was concerned, and would he, like him being the champion? I think he's only going to get he's going to get people in the top 10. So, like I still think that would be an interesting fight. That Ortega fight. I don't know you. He's obviously going to have to think that he's going to beat them guys. So I'm not surprised that he's calling for them type of fights. To be honest, he's still. What age is he actually? Do any of you guys know?
33.
Aljo, what age?
Yeah, so
33.
Yeah.
What is he?
Hey, he's not too old, but he's not too young. But yeah,
35.
35?
Yeah.
Is he?
35? I thought it was 33.
No.
Okay.
My ass is getting old, These
I'm getting real old.
These years are flying by me. Like.
Jeez.
Fuck me.
One lost, and he's like Weidman is Weidman. That's harsh, man. That's cold.
Yes, it was steep. That was a steep comment.
When I seen that comment, I was like, "Ooh."
Yeah, that's crazy.
I think Aljo versus Ortega is a wicked one.
Yeah, man. Any of you guys can jump in, chime in.
I mean, I'll just jump in and agree real quick with Leroy. I think that's my pick as well. Ortega versus Aljo, I think, would just be a grappler's delight, and the striking we would see.
It won't be a stand-up. It won't be a stand-up.
And that's what I'm saying. And the stand-up that we do see, I think, would be fun stand-up because both guys actually have far crispier boxing than either of them get credit for Christ's sake. So, I mean, sign me up for that, bro.
Compared to Bo Nickel and Paul Craig, without a doubt.
We don't need to talk about that. We don't need to talk about that. But hey, never forget, Paul Craig was a lion during that fight week. Okay, his coach has said it. He won that fight.
In my eyes, he won that fight. He didn't actually.
You know what?
He won for me.
He won our hearts on that night. Did Paul Craig? Yeah, sign me up for that other fight, man. I don't know who would win. I don't know what the odds would say opening, but I feel like the fans would win for sure, as long as we're not talking about casual fans. Folks that even have just a tiny grasp on the realm of grappling, I think, could find ways to enjoy that fight.
Let's be honest.
I mean,
Mike
Danes.
Volkanovski.
Oh, he had that brother in T City, bro. You know what I mean? Volk is different.
But he didn't know. He didn't know, did he?
He had him, bro. He escaped.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He took a runner. You know that brother was out.
Ortega said, "Let me give you a tour from both ends, and then we'll go from there."
I said, nah. And then he put pause on him when he got off. He was savage.
Yeah, Volk beat the brakes off him after that.
Oh my days. Stylistically, though, for Aljo and your guy Arnold Allen, I mean, how do you like tactically? How do you think that fight really pans out? In I'm not asking who you think is gonna win, obviously, but what I'm trying to say is like stylistically, what? No, forget that. But like, how do you feel the fight actually break? How do you feel the fight actually breaks down? Like, you know what I mean? Do you think we're gonna see a lot of groundwork like we saw him with Evelyn?
Come on, ask the question already. Come on, goddamn.
He's already asked.
Yeah, I mean, so it's going to be a lot to handle when it comes down to the grappling for Arnie, but Arnie's got the grappling there himself. You know what I mean? Like, look at the Granby rolls and all the rest of it they had against Evloev. Like, the dude can grapple with the best of them himself. Like, he's out there at TriStar. You know what I mean? Training with GSP and all the rest of them. Like, the man's got wrestling. The man can defend himself on the ground. I don't think any back take from Aljo, any backpacking or any rear naked choke's going to be much of a threat to him when he's got the skills to get out of it. I think what it would really come down to in that fight would be the striking. and that's where Arnie would take the advantage.
I like it.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah. Anybody else got something on that before we move to the next topic? Or we done with
I
that?
got something
Yeah,
for this
one.
right here.
Well, I was going to say one thing for Aljo, which I think would be pretty decent. When you look at the rankings, he is actually still higher than Bryce Mitchell right now in the division. Bryce Mitchell coming off a win, Aljo coming off that loss. That would be an interesting grappling also versus striking. Bryce Mitchell just got his first KO against Kron. So I don't think he'd be looking at getting a KO against Aljo, but I think from a grappling perspective, that would be a fantastic matchup. And it would give Aljo the chance at moving back up. Give Bryce the chance at moving back up through the division.
I'd have to back Aljo in that, but that would be a fun one to watch.
Hey, listen, sometimes, you know what I mean? Like Usman, let's talk about some positive on my boy Usman. You start feeling yourself when you start getting them knockouts, bro. When you start getting them knockouts, man, it starts to feel good. You start to, you know what I mean? When it connects on them chin there, you start to put people to sleep, man. You know,
I think it's also
feeling,
it's a different feeling. I think it's also a bit of a path that they can get lost down. Even like when I spoke to Matt Frivola, he said what got him to the dance was his grappling, and he started falling in love with the KOs. He started falling in love with the finishes, and he started losing what got himself to the dance. So maybe not losing, but not really focusing on it as much.
He's losing his path.
He was going for the barn burners because that's what we love to see. It was exciting, it was entertainment, and I mean, it was exactly what the UFC want to see. But I think sometimes when they do start getting the knockouts, not that it's detrimental to the game, because obviously the fucking KOing people and the winning the fights, but it can be detrimental to certain parts of the training.
What does everyone always say? Don't fucking chase it. As soon as you start chasing it, it ain't happening. You're gonna get caught.
I think Zach Poega said the same thing too when I spoke to him.
Yeah.
And then you got to think about it too. Like when you start having more exciting fights, you start making more money. You get knockouts, you get bonuses, and I'm telling you, that money is definitely going to incentivize you. Like, yeah, I got to do something to make myself some more money.
Well, it's worked for Matt Frivola for that exactly. Yeah, he's got some losses, but everyone knows who the fuck he is.
That's what happened with Justin Gaethje. People asked Justin Gaethje, why doesn't he wrestle? He said the UFC doesn't pay me to fucking wrestle.
Yeah, facts.
And now he's one of the most exciting fighters you'll ever see.
You know who's probably done it the best, better than Usman when he was knocking people out? It's the new featherweight champion. A lot of people don't know this, but Toporia's got a wicked ground game.
Yeah, that's his first martial art.
He came in as a fucking submission fighter.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think everybody that's not a fucking like dipshit knows that. To be honest with you, bro.
Yeah, I suppose now.
Hey, don't insult the casuals. We might have some of those in the chat. And folks, we're here to educate you. We're here to help you grow. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. There's a lot of channels around here, so share the love, folks. We're here for you too.
Yeah, man. All that good stuff. All that good stuff. Big up everybody that's locked in. Like we said, you know what I mean? Make sure you're following all the guys on the channel. We got the Rambling Dad, Head Kick Podcast, S-Dogs MMA, Crossover, MMA Anomaly. We got KBD in the house, right? And then we got Leroy. You know what I mean? But big up, people. Show some love. You know what I mean? Show some love, people. We're going to jump on this next topic here. And yeah, once this topic is done, I'm coming straight to you on this. Let's get it.
I wasn't listening.
Alex Pereira provides a surprising new update for his next fight. Given the current dynamic atop the light heavyweight division, Pereira was expected to take on Magomed Ankalaev next. However, in his latest social media post, Pereira suggested otherwise. On X, Poatan revealed that he will not fight Ankalaev after all, writing, "It won't be Ankalaev," crying emote. Ankalaev replied, "Chicken." Fans in the comments weren't thrilled with Pereira's revelation. One fan wrote, "It's honestly embarrassing, bro." Others said, "Please don't do this." He's either saying Ankalaev won't be the one to beat him, or it's most likely Aspinall vs. Pereira and winner faces Jones. Either Alex Pereira is too scared to step up, or the UFC is deliberately ducking Ankalaev from getting the title shot he deserves. No excuses, just action. Imagine they bring over Rico Verhoeven just so Ank doesn't get a title shot. Here's a meme of Ankalaev on his way to Dana's house.
Bro, I mean, there's a lot of questions that was asked in there, but tackle whichever one of them, Yao, that you want out of those questions there. I feel it's on the ducking part, but please expand on the video we just seen.
He is the fighter of the year for a reason, Alex Pereira. He is the fighter of the year for a reason. He is the fighter of the year for a reason. He is the fighter of the year for a reason. He is the fighter of the year for a reason. He is the fighter of the year for a reason. He is the fighter of the year for a reason. He is the fighter of the year for a reason. He is the fighter of the year for a reason. He is the fighter of the year for a reason. He is the fighter of the year for a reason. He is the fighter of the year for a reason. He is the fighter of the year for a reason. He is the fighter of the year for a reason. He is the fighter of the year for a reason. He is the fighter of the year for a reason. He is the fighter of the year for a reason. He is the fighter of the year for a reason. He is the fighter of the year for a reason. He is the fighter of the year for a reason. He is the fighter of the year for a reason. He is the fighter of the And if we look at Magomed Ankalaev's last performance, and if you look at Alex Pereira sitting in the crowd watching that versus what he did against Khalil Roundtree, would you want to fight him? My answer would be no. That's simple, because that performance that he put in, even if you look at his draw against Jan Blachowicz, even if you look at all his fights, Johnny Walker, no contest, then the Johnny Walker KO, I can see why the UFC wouldn't want to put it on. However, they need to put it on because he is the number one contender. He is the best placed light heavyweight to take on Poatan. And then he becomes undeniable. The question is, what next after Ankalaev if Poatan does fight Ankalaev? So in short, I think he should fight Ankalaev, but for me, if the UFC doesn't put it on, it looks bad on them, but I don't think any of the fans are going to be up in arms the way we were up in arms with Jones versus Aspinall. We're not all going to be, oh, duck, chicken, duck, chicken. No one's going to really care. We're going to be like, oh, poor Ank. Oh, okay, but what's next for Poatan? So, at this point,
Ank isn't an interim champ, though. Yeah, I mean,
let me put forward my argument on why the fight won't happen
against Lovitz.
Let me put my argument forward on why this won't happen. Alex Pereira, fighter of the year, right, has done everything the UFC has asked of him. He's stepped up numerous times to save cards as a champion. He's fought whoever they put in front of him. He's a 2-division champion. He's now 38. He's older than John Jones, I believe, or the same age, right around. There's not much.
3 days older.
Yeah, there's not much. There's not much juice left to be squeezed from that one there before he's going to be past his prime, right? They need to make as many dollars out of him as they can. Ankalaev, as good as he is and as scary as he is not a money fight. He's the rightful contender, I agree, but I can see why the brass and why Alex wouldn't be interested in it. Just give him more strikers. Give him more of anyone who's not going to try and wrestle with him, essentially.
Give him Carlos fucking Olberg.
Yeah,
Black Jack.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the fight to make.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's literally the fight to make. Another impressive young man coming off of fucking knockouts, a dude that has the death touch. Put that guy against him. He's not going to shoot a takedown. He's not going to try and, sniff the crotch, as people like to call grappling nowadays. It's going to be a fun matchup. And I think Leroy's 1000% correct on this, as he is a company man as much as they come. He has answered the call every single time. I was a guy that was on the fucking pedestal begging for the Ankalaev fight for him. But I don't care to see it at this point. There's just not enough upside. If I'm Alex Pereira, I'm not signing the dotted line. It just doesn't make sense.
Why would you?
Why would you?
Like Dane was saying, it's not like he's an interim champion. It's not like he's sitting to the side there waiting to go for his chance. Some other people in other divisions are getting ripped off right now.
I think even with the drama that's getting stirred with Jamal Hill, it's probably more likely to happen and see the rematch of that fight before we see Ankalaev.
I actually want to see that fight more.
Yeah.
And then on top of it, I mean, the card for February, the main event for the February card's already been announced. So the next card is in March. What is March? March is where they're fasting, Ramadan. So Ankalaev won't be able to fight in March. So he's probably not going to fight in April as well. So pretty much they're probably going to put Alex either on the March card or the April card and use Ramadan as a reason why Ankalaev wouldn't be able to get the fight.
Yeah.
That's a shout.
Hey, just real quick, guys. Someone's audio is glitching, hey? I don't know if anyone.
I was just about to send a message in the private chat and ask about that. I didn't know if it was just me hearing that.
I can hear it a couple of times too, but
yeah, me too.
I can hear it.
It's literally going off right now. Hold on.
Is it? Yeah, can't even hear.
It's probably all of the dial-up connection.
Shut up, my dial-up connection.
He's got the sound of AOL sound.
Olin just fucking put me in the shadow realm with that one, man. What's wrong with you, bro?
Olin's the real MVP, bro. The real MVP.
That shit is wild, bro.
Oh my god, the sound was mad. Hey, Leroy, we're gonna come to you with this next.
Me and Olin will do karate combat.
Oh shit, that brother's alive.
He's still here. I thought he was just dancing over there, but I love this kid.
That dude's been faded for the last 10 minutes, and he's not saying a word.
I feel like I have forgotten I've been in this chat 7 different times, and then I'll look up and be like, "Oh shit, I'm on camera. I should probably say something." But then I'm like, "Nah, dude, they're killing that shit." So, I mean, boys, you guys keep going, and everyone, I mean, like and subscribe. If you're still on the channel, big appreciate you. What you got next week, dog?
Shout out to S Dogs, guys. Shout out to S Dogs. The lights are on, but no one's home.
And if
Just left the building, folks.
If you're not already, S Dogs MMA Talk on X, on YouTube. What else do you?
Oh my god.
Instagram, all takes, baby. But
Dude,
hey,
dude's down there, the resident stoner man, and he's just gone.
Hold on, guys. He's trying to say something. He rebooted.
He's back.
What you got, Sterling?
Like I said, Karate Combat, S Dogs MMA Talk, MMA Anomaly tonight. Karate Combat. Let's go.
Are you doing it live?
We are.
Nice.
We are.
All right. Leroy, I'm gonna come to you after this next clip. This is a man from kind of your neck of the woods. You can speak on it. Let's go.
Kai Kara-France brushes off Manel Kape's call-out. Kara-France and Kape have been at odds with one another for quite some time now. They were scheduled to compete at UFC 293 in Sydney, Australia, but Kara-France was forced off due to an injury. Following his impressive win over Bruno Silva this past Saturday, Kape once again took aim at the New Zealander. Kara-France responded to Kape's call-out during his appearance on the Ariel Helwani show, noting that he's not concerned with Kape's challenge and said that it's a one-sided beef. He also mentioned that Kape is an insecure person, which is why he acts the way he does.
That's the kind of person he is. He doesn't care about anyone else but himself. He's selfish, and he's not going to go far in this world. That's why I'm in the position I am, because I'm putting out good energy into the universe. This guy's all about blaming everyone else. Everyone's against him. Everyone's playing victim, and that's why he's trying to get a reaction out of me, and that's why he's saying my name now. Even though he fought Makaev, he lost. He got very humbled there, and he still needs to be humbled. So I'm not going to give him the satisfaction. I'm worried about a title fight. That's what I'm looking at. When I win the belt and he's still winning, or if he's doing well in his career, we might meet later on down the track. But for now, he's all just talk. A lot of bark, no bite. On his own, we saw him backstage by himself. He didn't say anything. He didn't do anything. It's all an act. So I see straight through him. And one day we will fight. It will happen. But for now, I'm worried about a title fight. So that's all my energy's into is Pantoja. I'm bringing a belt back to New Zealand, back to Aotearoa, New Zealand, and that's what I'm putting my energy into.
Truth be told, that's all truth. That's straight up. I like Manel Kape, but ultimately he hasn't really done anything. The only thing that he's done is talk about doing shit. That's it. Kai Kara-France is well and truly he's knocking on the door for a title fight. Manel Kape is yet to get there.
Although I would argue that Manel is closer than Kai, because Kai's been up there and he had a slight losing streak. As much as Manel hasn't done anything.
Bias. Sorry, yeah, continue.
A little bit, but sometimes the dog that barks the loudest gets the fight. Look at Khalil Roundtree versus Alex Pereira. So if we look at the flyweight division, it's struggling. We've seen all the issues they've had. The fact that there's no one really there. Kai Kara-France has been at the top, whereas Manel hasn't. So I see Manel Kape as a more viable, fresh blood opponent than Kai Kara-France.
Manel has also struggled with weight a few times and has had a few other issues, but he has let's forget about the Makaev fight. He came out and just stood looking at each other for 3 minutes of the first round. But if you look at his fight there last weekend against Silva, it looked a little untouchable at times. He was looking really, really good. But then you go back and you look at Kai Kara-France against Steve Erceg. Steve Erceg, prior to Kai Katsura, how do you say his name?
Kai Asakura? Or Tai Tatsuro?
Cheers, boys.
Sorry, you're combining like two guys' names.
I know, yeah.
One of those.
That one nailed at all. Yeah, this is what the show is all about, is butchering names. But yeah, he obviously just got his opportunity on his debut. But then you go back and you obviously Kai Kara-France just beat Steve Erceg, who was the person prior to having the title fight before that. So in terms of division, in terms of who you just fought, Kai Kara-France potentially should be next in line for that title fight.
Sterling?
What he said.
100%. I'm a little bit game. I think he's spot on. But I'm really interested to see what Man Up Here thinks right here, brother.
Well, I'll tell you, after watching that video of Kai Kara France,
I was pointing this way.
Oh, who are you pointing at? Oh, okay. Pointing at me?
You're pointing to
All right,
Olin.
all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was.
Who are you pointing at? Who are you pointing at?
Talking about you.
Yeah, no. Look, dude, after seeing that video of Kai, I think I've seen enough. Put him in there against Diego Lopez. He looks like a featherweight, bro. Someone said in the chat, Kai, don't eat Kara France. He did look thick in that video, right? Like, I get that he's out of camp, but I'm not used to seeing him blow up like that. And maybe it's just a bad angle, and maybe I'm just reading too far into this. But either way, jumping back on target here. I'm not trying to mispronounce any names. So I won't even try some of these. And instead, I'll just say, I'll repeat what we've heard. Closed mouths don't get fed. Squeaky wheel gets the oil, etc. I think Manel Cope is doing the right thing here. Whether he's coping or not, he's trying to get fed. And I think a match against Kai Kara France would be a fun one. But again, Kai's done enough to say no to that matchup. He's done enough to sit and hold out as well.
I mean, to be fair, as a contender matchup, whoever would take number one spot, that would be an interesting fight. I'd be down for that.
Kenny, let me ask you this real quick before we jump up to the next video. How far has anyone been to get a fight with you? Like, how far have they? How much have they crossed the line to try and get you? You know what I mean? To respond to a fight.
How much have they? No one has really actually came for me like that. Like, but my last opponent, I've tried to attack fights heavy and like I don't know about it. Like, no one's really crossed any lines like to get a fight with me. To
no one's learned to fight for the most part.
Have you crossed any lines? Have you crossed any lines?
Me? Maybe. Maybe have, yeah. Maybe have. Well, I don't want to give that.
You don't want to share it with us. You don't want to share. All right.
No, the question is, did it work?
What?
Did it work?
Nah, it hasn't worked.
You gotta find a different approach, brother.
Well, it's still ongoing, so we'll see, innit?
Yeah. Just find you another way. You got it.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, this brother's training now SBG, man. You know what I mean? I'm sure they got all different kind of ways of drawing people out there. You know what I mean? With people like
your wife's in me DMs.
Corner and that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, hopefully it'll be good at that time. Yeah? I don't think they like the Irish too much over there, like Pakistan versus Ireland.
Yeah.
Especially from the gym that you're coming from, brother. They've got a mean streak against you boys. Like,
a bit mad. It's a bit mad.
What's it like training at the gym?
Wait, sorry?
What's it like training at that gym?
The gym? Nah, the gym is grand. Like, obviously, it's there's so much pro fighters there. Like 50, there's like 50 people on the pro team. Like, so. Man, it's busy, like, so it's good. A lot of bodies to mix it up with, and
a lot of variation.
A lot of people few fighters in the UFC, loads of fighters in PFL and Bellator. So, like, it's good to see the levels. Like, you know what I'm trying to say.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
So, like, coming up in your career, like, when did you, like, in your opinion, make a jump in like your skill level, and like what are you attributed to whenever it happened?
I wouldn't say there's a big jump. I'd say like just tweaking little things can change a fight. Like, you know, obviously you see fights in the UFC, it's not really a crazy spinning kick or something that it rarely gets the knockout. So it's the little things that you don't see, like that you wouldn't even notice, that make the big difference in high level fights, you know. So just little tweaks here and there, and like by the time you know it, like the fight you're fighting looks completely different, you know.
Gotcha.
Are you from Ireland, or did you go over there to train with them?
No, so I've been here. Like originally, my mom and my dad are from South Africa, but I've been here since I'm like 8 months old. So I've basically just grew up here. So basically, when I go home, when I go back to South Africa, I'm kind of like a foreigner there. So
I was going to say, if you heard the brother's accent, you don't just pick that up in a couple of weeks.
I was listening to it earlier. When he was saying things, I was like, is he from fucking Ireland, or did he just pick up on the accent?
Nah, I've been here since I'm 8 months. So like, I claim it low key.
He Irish, man. He Irish. Yeah, he Irish.
Blood is Irish.
He's also
blood
South
is
African.
blood is South African.
You know what I mean? He's also South African, but yeah, he Irish. You know, this is a good segue to talk about, you know, your bout that you got coming up, and when Leroy gets back, is gonna share it for us. But can you tell us more, you know, about your opponents? What made you take this fight, and you know how camp's been for you, and how ready are you for this fight right here?
Yeah, so I got this fight like 4 or 3 weeks ago. I got it like brought to me. Like I was this year, like I've been very inactive. I've been just searching for a fight. Like obviously the only time I get paid is when I fight. When I fight, so I haven't had a fight in a year, so I haven't got a payday for fighting. So I've just been working in a factory since then, the past year, you know what I mean? I just went back to work, and I just got a call in a mid-shift from my coach Dave Roach saying, yo, look, we got a fight. I'm like, yeah, whatever, man, you've been saying that for the last year, whatever. Yeah, all right, what is it? I'm like, he's like, no, this is serious. They already accepted it on their side and that. I'm like, yeah, who is it? Like, what's the pay in that? What's good? And he's like, oh, this guy, his brother is from Manchester United. I'm like, okay, but who is it? Like, I'm like, who is it? He told me the guy. I didn't really know him, wasn't familiar with him. But I heard the money was good. It was a big card. But I know Paul Hughes is on the card, and Nathan Kelly. It's a big card in Dubai, so it immediately excited me, especially when I heard the purse. And obviously, in this fight, coming off a loss, stylistically, the way I lost my last fight on the ground wrestling to a pressure wrestler, it's an exciting fight for me to prove myself, and man, I'm game for it. I have a lot of time to prepare for it, and I'm looking to get things right.
Let's fucking go! Woo!
Yeah, I think if I win this fight, if I win this fight, when I win this fight, I feel like I'm going to be in a really good position because it's a one fight deal. So you know, negotiations. I feel like the ball will be in my court. You know, yes, sir.
Fuck yes.
Well, one for me, bro, is obviously like you've been waiting a long time just now, like fucking over a year or something that you've been waiting to get this fight lined up. Obviously, you've been trying to make him. Not asking you here to delve into any kind of promotion, slagging or anything like that, but how difficult is it being with the buyout from PFL and Bellator, and what's the logistics or look like that in the background for a fighter of trying to set this up? Have they communicated to you quite well, or has it been quite quiet? Have you been left in the dark on a lot of things, or what's that look like from your perspective?
So originally, like the past few years, I've only fought, I believe, once a year on Bellator. So being a young fighter, I wanted to get at least 3 or 4, you know. And with this transition period of Bellator and PFL, they weren't able to provide me with any fights for a good while. So I made, like, it was kind of a mutual decision there. Like, you can either wait or we can cut you. Doesn't really matter and that. Like, so I was like, kind of like, fair enough. And they cut me, get me. Since then, I've talked to every, like, you can name any promotion in Europe. I've talked to them, like, from Cage Warriors to Octagon to LFA or anything. I've talked to every promotion. I've been signed with many promotions. I've been signed to fight many fighters. Obviously different reasons for different shit that I just didn't get to fight. But yeah, I've even talked to PFL. I've been offered fights with them. The purse was crazy shit. So I don't even want to bash them. I'm fighting for them, you know. But yeah, this fight, obviously, I'm on the main card as well for the first time as well, and I feel like this is the start of something good this time, you know. Yeah.
And this is this Dagestani. He's a young fella too, eh?
Yeah, he's a young fella. Yeah. I looked at him like he's Dagestani, but he's he's half breed, like he's half English, so he trains out of Manchester. So I see a lot of comparisons to Khabib and shit like that. Like Khabib, when he gets people on the ground, he has very special ground game where he can do serious ground and pound and keep people on the ground. This guy kind of looks to hold you and doesn't really posture up and strike. So yeah, I think me off my back, I expect me and my coaches have a realistic view of how the fight will look. We know the possibilities of we might have to fight off our back a little bit, but you see me there, you see my grappling game, and I'm going to be completely ready for what he has, especially his stylistically, his style, with not really looking to posture up. He's more positioned than anything else. I feel like it will really suit me down to the ground, and yeah, I can't wait for it.
Fuck yeah.
I'm calling a fucking knee or uppercut KO as that dude dives through the crotch.
I got another question too for you.
Inverted triangle, baby, over the top.
So like, let's say like hypothetically you get taken down. Like I'm sure there are times in your mind where you're like, I got to get up like right now, and then there are other times where it's kind of like, oh, like maybe I can try and go for something. Like how what's the thought process in trying to figure out what decision to make in that instant? Because I know it happens really fast.
Yeah, it depends what position you're in, where the guy keeps his body, what position you got taken down in. Is it best do you have a chance to get back to your feet? Do you have a chance to rain down elbows? You're in the best position to or attack a submission. It just depends what position you're in. Like, because every
scenario, left, like, is he leaning too hard this way? Does he have a tendency to put his foot forward when I pull? All that shit.
Yeah. There's never just one thing you can just do. Like a fight is just so you can never predict what position you're gonna land in. So you just kind of have to roll with the dice, you know.
Gotcha.
What weight class do you fight?
And obviously, training. That's the key to that. You know, we land in weird positions all the time in training, so we work on that. You know.
He's featherweight, Sterling.
You're feather. Have you been featherweight your whole career?
I think my first professional fight was lightweight. All my amateurs, well, most of my amateurs were lightweight, and some of them were welterweight, some of them were super lightweight. But I've been featherweight for I think 5 out of my 6 professional fights. So yeah, I'm looking to stay here as well at featherweight. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
And given the landscape, oh sorry, I'm just diving. Given the landscape that we've seen with these Bellator fights recently as well, not to put like a bad spin on this, but obviously a lot of fights have been getting stopped, a lot of the cards have been cancelled and things, and this one is looking to go full on ahead, and there's been no issues from that side of things either.
Yeah. This one is. I think this is looking to make this the biggest card of the year. Like I see Paul Hughes is fighting Usman Nurmagomedov for the Bellator title. So, and there's obviously they're already asking me for my plane, like my passports, and also like it looks to be going ahead. Like I've signed the contract. The man signed the contract. They've keep on asking me for more details and stuff. So I'm very confident this is going ahead. Maybe with the future events, I don't know about them, but I'm very confident that this is going to go ahead. Yeah.
Would you be looking at moving into the PFL, whatever it looks like in the future?
Depends what they come back with. Depends how stuff it can be.
The money, the mass, depends. Skrilla were looking good.
Sound like whoever's offering that better.
I know what you're saying, but it seems inevitable that they're gonna eventually do away with Bellator and it's just going to be a PFL series. It seems like that's the way that, because I don't know how long they could probably sustain it as both of them. It seems like the right business move would be to combine the two of them and transfer the fighters over once this transition period. It is a very complex thing, I'm sure, for them to deal with and manage, but I'm sure once they get to a certain point, it probably would all just be merged as one.
Yeah, look, there's much more smarter people than me running it. Obviously there's no promotion in the world that's perfect, and probably ever going to be perfect the way they run things. So yeah, all we can do is just hope and watch what happens with it. But yeah, I keep all my options open. All I can do is focus on winning this fight, and then after that I can go from there, one step at a time. Like,
yeah, you were going to ask something before, dude. Jump on in.
Nah, you guys are taking all the questions. And Paul, all I can say is good luck. Good luck with the fight. It's going to be amazing. I'm definitely going to be watching, and you have a new fan.
Nah, bless. Thank you, guys. Bless.
Hey, you're gonna have to win this one because I'm gonna have a fuck ton of money on it.
Nah, 100%.
Yeah, absolutely. Good luck, man. Good luck. We're betting the house on you, Kenny.
Yeah, man, we're on it. We're on it. I want to drop this last video here before we get out of here, and I want to thank Kenny for your time. You're always generous with us whenever you pull up on the Fight Week show, and we love you for it, man. You know what I mean? We're gonna keep following your career and supporting you, 100%. Okay, I got this last video that I wanted to share with you guys and see what you thought. See if you agree with it, and maybe if you have your own list, we could hear it from you. But this is from Jon Anik and Kenny Florian giving their
Jon Anik and Kenny Florian give their top 5 pound-for-pound fighters of 2024.
Top 5 pound-for-pound fighters in the world as we close the book on 2024. Number 5 for me, Bilal, remember the name Muhammad. Number 4, Alexandre Pantoja. Number 3, Ilia Topuria. And number 2, John Jones. The number 1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world is Islam Makhachev. Toughest omission for me was Alex Poatan Pereira, who certainly I think deserves inclusion, but I only got 5 slots.
All right, so at number 5, I actually have a non-champ. This is the most controversial pick out of all of them, John. Khamzat Chimaev.
Yeah, good for
at
you,
number
man.
5. Right? I'm looking at skills. I'm looking at everything, not just belts, guys. Number 4, Bilal Muhammad. Number 3, Jonathan Jones. Number 2, Islam Makhachev. And number 1, Ilia Topuria.
Olin, I'm going to come to you first. What are you making of their list? And for me, how Alex doesn't make that list is mind-boggling. But what do you make of that list? And if you have yours as well, you can share with the people.
Look, I mean, when it comes to that list, it's wrong, right? Because Alex is not on it. Like, if we're talking about the best fighters of the year, like, how is Alex not on the list, bro? Like, did he say something mean to Jon Anik backstage? I don't understand. Like, there's got to be some shit that we don't know, because that just it doesn't make sense. And otherwise, Jon Anik is someone that I look up to, bro. Like, I think he has very valid takes most of the time. Same with Ken Flo. Yeah, I don't know how that list went through both of their hands and made it to air.
I reckon they were both just trying to avoid saying the obvious answer.
I mean, I guess.
But then Florian's number 1 was still Topuria, which would be you'd expect to be number 2, right?
I would expect that person to be number 2. He would be number 2 on my list. I would probably say Alex Poatan Pereira. Oh,
yeah.
What?
No, go.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I would say Ilia. I'd say Alex, Ilia, Dricus du Plessis, and then I would probably say Diego Lopez.
And then Tony Ferguson, number 5.
Absolutely, he's always on the list. Honorable mention.
I like Dricus. I didn't think about Dricus being in the top 5 this year.
Dricus had a hell of a year, bro, and he's
year.
just so fucking strong. He's so strong, dude.
He, Izzy, and Sean. I mean, that's fucking crazy.
I mean, Sterling, I was gonna ask you, Sterling. Like, do you think them two motherfuckers, and I love J.A. and Kenneth Flo as well, but do you think them two motherfuckers just squeeze Bilal in there by force? Like, what the fuck's going on there?
I was literally about to say, honestly, I need my friends to be more like them, man. The fact they put Bilal on there is fucking hilarious, bro.
Aniks always rode with Bilal.
Yeah. There's a little bit of bias in there. Like, they've always backed him.
How fucking little.
Hey, I'm all for bias. I am all for bias. I'm biased as fuck. I still reckon Tony Ferguson's 2 away from a title shot.
He's always 1 or 2 away. He's always 1 or 2 away. When you have a resume like that.
Yeah. I think the weirdest thing to me was Kenny Florian calling Jon Jones Jonathan Jones. I think that was
it just feels wrong.
That's real government name over there.
That's
like Nathan Diaz.
That's his court name.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, man. I mean, Kenny,
Kenny,
what's your top 5 pound for pound fighters of the year as you've seen the year play out? If you have to make a list.
Yo, sorry, what you say?
He's gone.
Number one.
If I had to make,
So what would
make
be
a list?
Yeah, if you have to make a list, what would be your top 5 pound for pound?
Yeah, obviously the obvious option would be Pereira and Taporia, but fuck, I don't know who else, man. I wouldn't. No one else has been as active as them, isn't it? But the fighter I'm most excited about is Tom Aspinall. Like, I'll just say that. Like, I'm most excited to fight to see him fight out of all the fighters from that year, even though he hasn't been as active. You know.
Oh my God, all in.
I'm obviously a fan too, brother.
Obviously, he's been. I don't
That's the only
feel
reason I
he's
like
been
you, bro.
tested like that yet. You know what I'm trying to say? And him. I'm just most excited to see him fight next of anyone. If that, probably wouldn't put him the fighter of the year, but just in terms of like his stock rising and things like that, I don't feel like anyone's stock has risen like his, like in terms of fight excitement. You know what I mean?
Well, the way
For me,
the way he beat what's his name? Spivak. Not Spivak.
Spit it out.
I forget his name.
Pavlovich.
The other guy.
The other
that has a Russian sounding name.
Yeah.
The other Sergey, yeah. The way he beat him.
My pound for pound list goes like this. I go.
Kenny Injectiku.
Yeah.
Yep.
Muhammad Usman.
Kennedy.
Pantoja's number 5. Dickhead, shut up, man. Pantoja's number 5.
Israel
Topuria gets number. No, Topuria gets number 4. Ilya Topuria gets number 4. Yeah, number 4. He gets number 4.
Beat two
Islam,
featherweight goats.
I put Islam at number 3. I put Islam at number 3. I put Poatan at number 2, and John Jones goat gets number 1.
All right,
Sorry, is this for the year? Is this for 2024?
2024. Yeah, I'm pulling receipts on that last goat comment. I'm pulling receipts.
Do you think it's the goat for pound? Of course, it's the goat.
Retarded, man. You
think so? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, Kenny, get him, bro.
Are you trying to get an interview?
He's done it all, man. He's done it all. He's done it all.
Yeah,
what has he done?
He ain't done fuck all this year.
Bro, we've been looking for Jon Jones to fight more than once in the last 5 years. Like,
Where are you?
he's just been fucking MIA, kid.
Jon Jones been injured. He's had to bulk up. He then got in there with Gun. And put Gun away in 2 minutes.
Bro, if he's not injured, he's hiding under the octagon or doing some other crazy shit.
You're wasting your breath, man. This brother will talk his way off the Diddy list. Like, I swear. Yeah, I mean.
Hey, y'all help me here, man. You know what I mean?
Yo ain't saving you, bro. Yo ain't saving you, man.
No help. Fuck that help. Let's not forget.
Y'all watching me fucking get buried like this, y'all.
Y'all's wearing a polo right now. He is looking for a way out.
We all know Yao's top 5 goes 5, Dricus Duplessis. 4, Dricus Duplessis. 3, Dricus Duplessis. 2, Dricus Duplessis. 1, Dricus Duplessis.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a fucking list, kid. I'm not mad at it. Look at that. What even is that? That's incredible.
It's a sippy bottle that I got when Dricus defended against Israel.
So you drink from him. That's fantastic.
He's always sucking.
No, did he?
He's always sucking on DDT.
I'm never having a good day unless I have my Drinkus juice.
I blame you on for this.
I'll see myself out, guys.
Oh my god. Who was you guys go though? Can I just ask that one question? Who was you guys all-time GOAT in the sport?
Tony Ferguson, easy.
Who?
Tony Ferguson, all day, every day.
Tony
Blades
Ferguson.
and shades, baby.
That's fair.
Blades and shades.
John Jones for me.
Nah, GSP.
Sorry.
It's got to be GSP.
Got to be GSP.
Yeah, for me, it's GSP, and if
Demetrius Johnson.
Yeah, it's literally GSP and then DJ and then Khabib. And if you don't mind like the drugs, the cheating, that kind of stuff, then there is an argument for Jon Jones to be a part of that list. But I'm still firm on the fact that he made a career off of beating people that probably should have been in middleweight versus light heavyweight.
Yeah,
and
sure.
now he's trying to make a career at heavyweight fighting Poatan, who just came up from fucking middleweight too. So look, man,
Jones is amazing, but he's not amazing in 2024. He ain't done
We
fuck
saw
all
what
in
Gan did
2024.
to Volkov, bro. We saw what Gan did to Volkov, bro. You know what I mean? Come on now. He just be too top.
Did you not pick Volkov and then cry that he'd never won the fight? I think you did.
Dang.
Narrative. I'm running with him, bro. What's wrong with you?
Who won this year?
Who won what?
Jordan.
We're not talking about that. We're not talking about that. It went down to the wire, brother. One point. It went down to the wire, and Jordan took it.
Yeah,
Jordan,
man.
Jordan
You
nicked it
talk
by
all
1
that
point.
trash all year. Just
Bro,
lose
that's your
at the end of
boy.
it. You lost, bro.
Yanez should have turned it up in that final minute.
Oh my
and
God,
he decided to grapple.
Yeah.
If that
Then
boy
we'd
turned it
have a
up
draw.
in that final minute, you'd be looking at the king right here. Unfortunately,
Hey, on the flip side though, at least we don't have to worry about trying to understand Jordan's winning speech when he gets presented the trophy.
That's true. That is true. There is no trophy.
It is a struggle.
Okay, people. Salute to everybody that's been locked in with us. I big up every single one of you.
Hold on. Before you go, sorry. Hold on. KBD, who's your number one?
I said my number one is Demetrius Johnson.
Oh, it's DJ. Okay.
That's
And then I'll put GSP, and then like I don't. It's hard. Like I used to love Anderson Silva, but he's kind of a PED user as well. And then Jon Jones is they ruined it. Like
They ruined it for themselves. Yeah, agreed.
They ruined it. I find it hard to put them in there, but I'll maybe put like Khabib or Conor or something. I don't know. Like
I'd put
someone
Conor up there for sure.
Yeah,
The fact that you put those two names right next to each other, though, even in the conversation, feels kind of disrespectful, brother.
How is Conor over DC? Wouldn't DC be higher than
Just
Conor?
because of what Conor, the height that Conor's reached. Like we still talk about him. He hasn't won a fight since 2016. Like
that's
the impact.
2021 or 2019, he beat Cowboy.
Did you count that?
That was a bit sketchy, though.
Like when you put
he never defended the title neither, man. That goes against him as well, man. He never defended.
Bro, I can kick a puppy as well. I mean,
one thing. I still haven't forgotten the Aldo one, man. The Aldo one, man. That Aldo one there. That one.
How about this? How about beating Aldo in 14 seconds, whatever it was, fucking mental. But how about this?
12.
Cowboy versus McGregor 2.
Oh, please.
Hey, Cowboys wanting to come back. Cowboys wanting to come back.
So it's a winnable fight for Conor.
But hold on, here's the kicker. No drug testing.
No drug testing. Let them go.
Let them both come back on the roids.
170.
Because
let's go.
if you try to drug test either one of these guys right now, they'd probably just melt the piss cup.
No, I think
that radioactive
Conor's clean
piss.
now. I'm pretty sure Conor's clean now because he was gonna. Yeah. He was already supposed to fight.
Clean in the way that Chael talks about it. Like, yeah, it was mostly clean, relatively speaking.
I disagree. I reckon McGregor is straight A.
What do you think of that matchup?
That fight by Nick Diaz.
Nick Diaz? Why?
Nick.
Nick can't fight, dude.
Nick wants to fight too. Let's go. Let's get Nick in the
Nick's
mix,
struggling to fight a crack addiction right now.
Yeah, did you not see the video, bro? That was a real video.
Nobody.
I honestly still don't believe that video. It was crazy.
No one in here's done crack.
No.
I mean,
No, dude, this might be the wrong crowd. What the fuck?
I mean, I don't know why we're judging our guy. Connor does coke. Let's fucking all get over it, all right? Mike Tyson did coke.
Dude, I don't know if you've been tuning in. We've all been judging him too, bro. We're talking about the fact that he hasn't won a fight since the Obama administration was in place. Like,
go back.
There's
go
a
back
reason
to
for that.
staring at your wall, brother, and figuring out what to do with those fucking hands.
Look, it just hurts to hear him talk about Nick like that, brother. I had to defend him.
I just don't think Nick's the one, man.
I'm
Nick's
trying to
not the
defend
one.
the crackhead right now, so I don't know what to do. Hola, in this fucking show.
I was gonna end it 5 minutes ago until Leroy came up with some crazy shit.
Leroy.
Hey, listen, yeah, man, fuck Leroy, man. Hey, yo, people, salute to everybody that's been locked in. Big up on yourself. Big up everybody that's watching live, watching on playback. Make sure you're following every single body on here. We got the Rambling Dad. We got Crossover MMA Anomaly. We got Yao from Kick 'em in the Head. S-Dogs MMA in the house. We got Kenny, Black Diamond. He's been a proper guest for us tonight. Salute to you and good luck to you on your upcoming bout, brother. Big up everybody that's been locked in. We are going to roll out the show right now.
Just before we bounce, I also want to just get a little bit mushy. Like, Kenny, best of luck, brother. We'll be watching in. But I just want to say, boys, it's been a great year, and I can't wait to do it again. Yeah, I mean, like every single one of us all came together. We've like from the start of the year, it was just the Fight Week show and myself, and the community has just grown and grown and grown. Sterling, you too, bro. Yeah, I mean, even you.
Even Sterling, agreed.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's been a great year.
I'm big up making the walk as well, man. Salute to Jax.
This is the last show of
And so,
2024.
also,
So
if you're looking for interviews, people, with Kenny Black Diamond there, he will be on whose channels he's going on. I know he's going on Head Kick Pod. He will be on S-Dogs. He'll probably be on Olin's. I reckon he'll make an appearance on the Fight Week show. Probably have to get him over on Crossover MMA as well, and maybe even the Rambling Dad.
Hey, Kenny, you're gonna be busy.
That's 8 interviews, mate.
Good to be busy. Good to be busy.
All around the world.
We're gonna try. We're gonna try to put this shit out there, brother.
And also, before we get out, Merry Christmas to everybody in the chat. Merry Christmas to all you guys, fellas. And I hope everybody enjoys the time with the family for the holidays.
Jewish, man.
bro, I'm already fat as fuck, and I'm going to be putting on some bare pounds. I'll tell you that. I'm making it to the same weight as Sterling, baby, and I'm heading to Texas.
Let's go in the American weight class.
All right, up on to the next one, man. We're up, people. Salute. Big love.
Peace.
Hey, guys, this is Jon Anik from the U.
Oh, we're still here.
We're still here. Hi, everyone.
And we are back, folks. We're trying this again.
Hey, guys, this is Jon Anik from the UFC. You're watching the Fight Week show. Please subscribe. Not now, but right now. Subscribe to the Fight Week show. We'll see you guys on the road soon.